Gino Torretta is on the Toyota of Hollywood hotline. He is a Heisman Trophy winner, and he can add another trophy to his case. Grill master for the first ever Evening's Delight grill competition, which we will talk about in a second. Gino, of course, is the ambassador for Evening's Delight, South Florida source for all your outdoor kitchen, grilling, and tailgate needs. They have a full line of grills, smokers, and more. Evening's Delight, 2 locations, Pinecrest and Davie. And we were at the Pinecrest location, Solana and myself and Gino, of course, and Brian Bishop was throwing it down. And we had a whole bunch of Canes who came out to support. Will Mallory was there. Darren Handy was there. Kevin Harris was there. We had a very, very fun Saturday afternoon. Do you want to talk first about that, or you want to talk first about the Super Bowl, which played on Sunday?
Well, do we want to talk about NASCAR banking and different tracks? Because Bristol Speedway, you can't walk up the side of the track based on the banking. So there has to be about 200 miles an hour. So Channing is 100% right on the tracks.
Gino has been taking Solana to school for a full week now.
And then I thought about, I have never ridden in a car with Earnhardt, and they are nuts going 200 miles an hour. But I did fly with the Blue Angels one time and pulled 7G. So that's a little bit more than, yeah, I did.
How'd you get that opportunity?
So my father's best friend growing up, his son and I grew up, same age. He grew up in Napa. I grew up in Pinole. He went to the Naval Academy, and he ended up becoming the 8th Blue Angel, which there's, I guess, 7 of them are pilots. He coordinated the schedule for the Blue Angels for, I think, 2 or 3 years. And I just happened to go to Pensacola for a golf tournament. And he goes, "Do you want to go flying?" And I was like, "Are you kidding me?" I'm like, "Hell yeah." And went out there, and it was like an hour. I mean, they take the plane to 180 miles an hour, and it's about to fall out of the sky. And then all of a sudden they just gun it. And then he's like 100, 200, 300, 400. You're at Mach 1, the speed of sound. I mean, it was awesome. And then we flew upside down at about 1,000 feet over the golf tournament I was going to golf at. Oh, it was phenomenal. It was just awesome. And the
did you keep it together, or did you get nauseous?
After flying upside down, I definitely tasted the French toast I had like six hours before. I didn't throw up, but I tasted it. And then when they pulled the G forces, he goes, "All right, we're gonna pull." I think the plane can pull like nine Gs. He got it to 7, and right when it was at 7, I saw straws, like I was about to black out. Wow. And then he pulled out of the turn, and I came out of it. But it was just an awesome experience. Yeah.
Is that the coolest thing, like, experience ever that you ever had? Because that G-force thing, like, to Hawk's point, like, it's cool, but you're about to throw up, or it's cool and you're about to damn black out. Like, that mid ground of it is the coolest thing you've done.
Well, and it's amazing because, you go through a class before and they try to teach you how to stop the blood flow out of your head to not black out. So you have to, like, take a deep breath and literally hold on to the straps that you're bolted into the seat. And they go, "Just pretend you're going to the bathroom." Apparently, like, Jimmy Butler might have been trying to hold like clenched really tight in your abs. And it stops the blood flow out of your brain, and you're just sitting there. So, I'm not flying the plane, but the pilots, all they do is they'll take a breath, and they just, and you hear them. It's like taking breaths out of a straw, and they got no problem. And you're in the back seat, basically, like, just trying to grunt on the porcelain god, and trying to stop from blacking out. But the cool thing, Channing, when I got to the tarmac of the base, basically there was a pilot, and essentially it's a multi-$100 million sports car, and these guys can do whatever they want when they go up flight. It's like, do whatever you want. This guy was going 100 feet, basically over the deck where we took off, and went vertical, like just flying, and then went straight up. And I'm like, like you watch it from outside. I thought it was more impressive, but it was just crazy. I just said, oh my God, what's he doing? And my buddy just goes, dude, he's got $100 million sports car and no speed limit, and he can do whatever he wants. Yeah, they just go up there and fool around, basically.
Wild, man. That's wild.
That's cool.
Well, I'll tell you, and obviously the Blue Angels, masters at their craft. I have to give it up to Gino Torretta, who is a master of his craft, not only at football, because you got to be to win a Heisman Trophy, but he has talked about his grilling game on this show for a long while. And I got to see it in action Saturday at Evening's Delight in Pinecrest. And as much as I would like to give Gino the business, I can't. That's how good he is on the grill, and that's how good the seasoning and the marinade and the steaks that he prepared that afternoon were. And he won the contest where everybody voted. So what were your takeaways from what happened on Saturday, Gino?
Well, I would say this. Most impressive marinade, or how Solana tried to cut a piece of bread and a bun. I mean, it was like, Channing, you got kids. It's like, what do you first think? If you're cutting something, cut it away from your body so you don't stab yourself or cut yourself.
Unbelievable.
This guy's holding the bun, and I'm like, dude, are you using a butter knife? I'm like, get a bread knife. It's got some serrated edge. It was embarrassing. It was really embarrassing. A lot of cutting that. I was a little disappointed. I got a lot. I like Solana's chimichurri sauce, but you can't. When you show up, I'm showing up with New York prime steaks, and he's showing up with skirt steak. It's not a competition just on the cut of meat. So but I thought Solana's was good. It was good.
But did he actually grill?
Did he know what was going on? Gino, a griller knows another griller. Are you looking at Solana on the screen right now saying that's another grill guy?
My man took at least a half hour to figure out how to light those African charcoals. I go, Solana, where's the salt and pepper for the meat? Oh, we only use salt. And I'm like, okay, that's kind of interesting. But basically, it was his brother. I got to give props. His brother was the one that knew what he was doing.
If Daniel wasn't there, Solana is still standing there today behind the grill. No meat is cooked yet.
Actually, we might have been taking him to the hospital for burns or something if his brother wasn't there.
Solana, go ahead. Would you like to respond? Solana, go ahead, because you were there. Obviously, you know your own skills. Would you like to respond?
I would. I think I'm being misrepresented. I think what Gino says about the African charcoal grill, actual charcoals, me struggling to light them, that is a fair assessment. I had no idea how to light those things. But I did grill.
Wait a second. Let's stop there. How can you be good on the grill if you don't know how to light charcoal?
Well, we use what we would call leña, or wood, on my home grill. And then I have a gas grill. So I'm not familiar with using charcoal.
You're not familiar with charcoal?
Now, Gino genuinely, when I got there, Hawk, you hadn't gone there. Gino, because he had a flat top, he was making peppers, onions, like veggies, and then he started making eggs. He had cookies, and I'm like, oh, man, I'm in for a long afternoon.
You guys hear that clicking? Are you changing channels, Gino?
Oh, sorry. I was, being fidgety as a kid,
Stop being fidgety. Just have a conversation, will you?
Gotta play.
So when you got there, Solana, did you get a little bit nervous that you might be outclassed?
Not nervous, but yeah, I mean, Gino has paper plates, the little tiny shareable plates. He has silverware to hand out. They have napkins. They have 30 different sauces. They have like 17 different things to cook. Like I didn't realize that this was going to be, and again, you guys have done this before. I haven't. I thought we were kind of just throwing some stuff on the grill, throwing back a couple brews. People would come by, take pictures of you with the Heisman, and we'd call it a day. Like this was for Gino and for Bish. This was like a legitimate competition where they knew what to bring. They've been there before. They have these like caravans with different smokers and grillers. And like I didn't sign up for any of that. I just thought we were gonna go there.
You just thought we'd all stab each other in the palms and get to the emergency room. And...
You don't need a caravan. Hey, you don't know how to light the charcoal.
The meat.
All the stuff I had. I'll get. Listen, that was the Traeger setup. That was like I'm not pulling a trailer anywhere. I brought a Ziploc that had my steaks and marinade, some Italian sausage homemade, and some peppers and onions. And that's now the cookies, man. That was all the Traeger guys. I'm like, I ain't gonna lie. So But
so you cheated.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. Got
no, we weren't rating him on the cookies though. But here's the funny thing. Solana's saying all these things like he goes, all the items he listed, he goes, he had napkins. like this Everybody had plates. I just thought we were grilling. I thought we were going to put some stuff on the grill and throw it into the grass. I didn't know they were going to be napkins.
Hawk, you know what he did bring up? He didn't even share any of the beers. They had take beer in the cooler, and he didn't even share any. I go, where's the beer at? He goes, oh, me and my brother already finished those off.
That's not true. That's not true. That's not true. Bish told me there's a couple brews in the cooler. Help yourself. I had a couple brews. I didn't know he didn't tell you where the brews were.
It was an amazing spectacle watching Gino, who could grill, and watching Solana. And it was really just everyone there, from Darren Handy on down, everyone there just became a concerned parent watching this kid try to cut a piece of bread through the bread into his hand. It's just, honestly, one of the first things anyone is taught when they're cutting something: cut away from your hand.
Away.
Nothing. You got
terrible,
nothing,
man.
Nah, I mean it's just ridiculous what you're saying, but whatever, that's fine.
Well, we have video of it though.
Gino, your food was excellent. The rub that your wife made, you didn't even make it. The rub that your wife made, it was phenomenal. And genuinely, I would be thrilled anytime there's you're gonna be on the grill to eat your food. I would be thrilled. But I don't tear down another man to lift myself up. So, and the whole thing about the the cutting of the bread.
I said your chimichurri sauce was good. Now, I'm old enough to know, and I think Hawk is old enough to, the most cut, like a person cuts their hand the most on cutting a bagel. So everybody knows you don't cut a piece of bread or a bagel towards yourself. Put the damn thing down and cut the thing, They
don't teach them that on the bus. On the bus with the tinted windows, they don't learn that.
You know what? I got to bring this up. And I don't know if Hawk saw it. When him and his brother showed up, Channing, they showed up with meat that was still in the plastic bag from the grocery store, marinating in all its blood. Now, I got no problem with that, but don't you usually put some seasoning on your stuff, or do you just cut it right out of the bag?
But see, this is where there's a cultural divide, Gino.
Friday divide. On the show, Solana, I was like, hey, Gino's marinating his meat. He said 48 hours. You got your meat ready? You got something on it? Where is it at? Oh, no, I'm good. I just need salt. I said, they're not going to cut it with just salt. And he decided to do that.
The bag still had the IGA, International Grocer Association logo on it. It's still packed in its own blood. I'm like, all right, you're just going with basically au naturel, like we're in the, Naked and Afraid show and just like in the middle of the woods or something. I don't know.
This is where there's a cultural divide. When we cook our parrilladas, all we do is it's called sal parrillera. It's salt on our meat, and that's it. In Uruguay and Argentina,
but you saw what people like. People like marinade, so maybe you want to take a.
But is it possible that you think that's what you do, Solana? Because that's what your parents have done for you, because you have a very simple palate, and they're like, Solana can't handle, Alex can't handle the.
I don't have a simple palate,
and put a little salt on Alex's. Just put a little salt on Alex's.
I'm very familiar.
Get away from the grill. Keep the kid away from the grill. He's gonna burn himself. That's what apparently happens with
I'm
Solana.
very
familiar.
His
Gino.
brother takes charge. His dad and his uncle.
Solana, 100 years of grilling experience around you, marinating their meat. But no, it's cultural because all we do is you're eating like a crazy person.
No, but
Put some damn
Solana is
seasoning
trying to stay in this conversation. Isn't he already disqualified when he didn't know how to cut a roll and couldn't light the charcoal? Isn't this a warning sign for everyone that this guy, whatever he says, is false?
So you say. That's fine. I get it. You know, I went out there. I had no real chance of winning this competition because of the way that the jury was swayed. And I get it. I understand my role on the show. I'll lean into it. But now you're disrespecting my culture. Now you're disrespecting how my ancestors have cooked meat. And that's where I draw the line. Okay, that's where I draw the line.
Y'all need to get some Argentinian damn marinade is what y'all need to do.
I mean, the guy couldn't light charcoal. He was in a grill off. It was like the guy showing up for a 3-point shot and going.
The meat was cooked. It was excellent. Everybody loved the chorizos, the sausages that we made. Everybody loved the skirt steak that we made. Like it was genuinely, it was very tasty. People came back
good.
for
I told
seconds.
you the chimichurri sauce was good. I did.
Yeah.
I gave you some props.
And I told you it was homemade.
Your brother knows how to grill.
He does.
Gino took,
that's why
Gino
I took
your
my
sauce.
brother. But it's funny.
Took
Gino
your sauce and put it on his steaks.
Gino had somebody there helping him. While he was talking to people, taking pictures. I don't see you.
I cook my steaks myself. I cook my sauce.
You literally had your brother to do everything for you.
Traeger. Oh,
you brought your brother to do everything. You didn't do anything.
I cut the bread.
All he did was drink the beer.
They called the beer up.
We got to do it again. There's an evening's delight in Davie. We really should do it again because Crowder would be in his element, man. He would have loved that on Saturday.
Only if Crowder gets an old drum, rusted out drum. So we have like a rusted out drum section and then a new grill section.
Drum barrel. River Grill, $99. I'm going at it with you.
If we do it again at Evening's Delight, Solana.
You ever seen that video of the filing cabinet chanting, the old gray filing cabinet?
It turns into a grill.
I want you to use that.
If we do it again in Davie, Solana, will you back out and allow Gino and Crowder, or do you think that you still should be part of the competition?
Maybe Crowder and I will team up.
I don't want your damn help. You're not an asset. You're a liability.
Hey, Hawk, give me Solana's brother's number.
Start going on his show. All right, Gino Torretta, the Heisman Trophy winner. What an afternoon we had last Saturday at Evening's Delight in Pinecrest. Thank you, Hamp and Bish, everyone at Evening's Delight. It was really fun.
And we didn't even get to the Super Bowl. So how are the Chiefs -1 looking?
Yeah, didn't pay a lot of money for me. My bet looked like Jimmy Butler shorts.
I think Gino warned us, Hawk, but we weren't listening.
Yeah, no, that's how it happened. All right, that's our Super Bowl recap. Thank you, Gino. We love you.
See you guys.